In the Hague City, where this time the Vice President Executive, Delcy Rodriguez, is joined by a board by the instruction of the President of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, bringing important documents in this United Nations facility. Let's listen the official pronunciation of Venezuela. We have come joining by our people and the General Prosecutor of the Republic and their lawyers, extraordinary professionals. We submitted a document with the historical truth of Venezuela, an official position where hundreds of evidence are being proven that a crime was committed with a fraudulent evidence. We have proved the fraud, the historical fraud, and we also demonstrate how it's newly intended to commit another crime by the International Court of Justice. Venezuela is a country that is being recognized to comply to international law, so we are also making the historical position that never Venezuela gave its consent to solve this controversy through the International Court of Justice, but also we are stating that Guyana is intended in the 21st century to make valid a crime committed 125 years ago. It will be really dangerous for the international legality and for this court. We also want to ratify that there's no other way that the Geneva Accord, because it's the defense of the Geneva Agreement that allows legality. We are preparing with Guyana, with the United States government, with their colonial master and the United Kingdom. A regression is being prepared against Venezuela. So we are in a historical moment to prevent and guarantee the stabilization of our region. So with this summit that we have made with 100 evidence, prevent every single lie, and we're fixing the official position of Venezuela. And I want from this moment to read the official communique of Venezuela. Statement from the Venezuela Republic. The truth of Venezuela will prevail. We will get the Essequiba back. The Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela is informed of the presentation in front of the Court of Justice of the document of the truth and the historical position of Venezuela in consonance with the current status in front of the Guyana Esequiba. Venezuela doesn't give his consentment in the historical, not either of the decision adopted in front of this matter. In March of 2018, the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela was informed of one of the hard events in the historical ground of this controversy. The Republic of Guyana erupted with violence against the Geneva Agreement and the international legality, suing unilaterally in front of the International Court of Justice the validity of the 1899 law. Venezuela, without delay, opposed to this dangerous play that runs against the law, moved since 2015 and backed by the United States government with only one objective: to mock the regulations that have been clearly established for the parts of the Geneva Agreement of 1867. The despair of Guyana was driving with greed to steal the immense resources that are part of Venezuela. On February 17 of 1866, United Kingdom, Guyana, and Venezuela subscribed the Geneva Agreement with the objective to put an end to the controversy and the dispute through a practical agreement satisfying for every part. This agreement is ruling, and it must be fulfilled in a good faith by every part according to the international laws. Since its conception of this Geneva Agreement and during the works of the mix, joint and the visions of the Argyle documentation was never in the horizon to solve the legal matter of the situation. Always the objective is being to solve the dispute, territorial dispute from the Guyana Esequiba through the political negotiations. Venezuela going through the decision of the United Kingdom and this situation of 1899 has a politic with justification of trust in this mechanism because of the decisive power that the colonial methods apply through this organism to get the things from the region. Only the Geneva Agreement is the tool to solve this dispute. Some declarations of the International Court of Justice had fed this untrust situation, taking in consideration the interests after. The greatest of all is to accept this demand of Guyana without Venezuela never making his appearance into the jurisdiction of the court. No disposition of the Geneva Agreement allows to justify this behavior, and Venezuela is one of the 110 states that doesn't recognize the jurisdiction of the International Court of Justice. It takes our attention that since 2015, and Guyana and their partners are taking as a stand this decision of the International Court of Justice. The confessions made by Rafael Trotman, Natural Resources Ministry, during the years of 2015-2020 in his book From the Destiny to Prosperity is being putting this unilateral action facing the International Court of Justice to validate the 1899 agreement. They're also touchable the influence of the United Nations, the United States, to bring the dispute to this court, abandon the obligation and the practice of over 60 years to achieve a solution for both sides. That is the true goal of the Geneva Agreement. Was never thought during the signing of this agreement to look again this 1899 fraudulent award. There's a lot of other elements that discredit this mechanism that this court hasn't complied to Israel any ceasefire. So this court is being instrumentalized to get the natural resources and to destabilize Latin America and the Caribbean. The Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela submitted his solid historical truth facing the pretension of getting the rights by birth in the territories of Guyana Esequiba in compliance of the referendum of December 3rd, 2023, and the head of state meant Venezuela will never let themselves bring down by a servile government from the foreign. The only solution of this dispute is the Guyana come back to the negotiation table to make effective and satisfactory for both sides. the agreement that they comply in the Geneva agreements, the only valid instrument between the parts to solve this dispute. Guyana, under a false victimism, is being backed by United Kingdom and the most bloody machinery of the human history, the United States of America. Today, Guyana, the South Command, and CIA are preparing an aggression against Venezuela, making a big threat for the peace and stability of the Latin America and the Caribbean. The Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela is ratifying his full commitment with the main principles of the United Nations Charter, including the Geneva Agreement. Venezuela, as a whole, in a national union, it will validate their historical rights as a brave sons and daughters from our liberator Simón Bolívar. It is the time of the truth. The son of Venezuela is being born in the Essequiba, La Haya, April 8th of 2024. Is the official poster of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela. Thank you very much.
Statements of the Venezuelan Executive Vice President Delcy Rodriguez after presenting the historical proof that shows that the Essequiba region is part of the sovereign territory of Venezuela. Delcy Rodriguez took the opportunity to once again condemn Guyana's servile nature of serving the interests of the empire in terms of sucking the resources, the vast resources that are located in the region, that ExxonMobil it has been granted concessions in this area pending for delimitation.